Rasmus Hojlund's Manchester United debut seems to be closer than we expected. There is a major update concerning his injury and the progress. Good news if you're a Manchester United supporter. I've got an update as well concerning Sofian Amrabat because there is good news as he has been left out of Fiorentina's squad ahead of a crucial game. Welcome to the Hotspot. My name is Webb, and here again on this 24th day of August to burn you with Manchester United news. And of course, I'll start off with that one concerning the hottest striker that we have. That is Rasmus Hojlund, arrived injured, but progress is happening. The Daily Mail is reporting, this is a decent source from the UK, they are reporting that Sofian Amrabat could make his debut against Manchester United, that is in the Premier League. It will be a Premier League game that is set to take place on Saturday, that is the day after tomorrow. According to Daily Mail, his progress in terms of injury and how he's training with his teammates, because they report that he has started training with teammates, and in fact some of them like Victor Lindelof are impressed by his performance and his fitness so far and his progress since joining Manchester United. So that's a report that is coming through. Remember, before we had been told he would be out for some time until at least after the international break, but the Daily Mail is reporting, and I've got no reason to doubt them, they are reporting that we could be surprised and Rasmus Hojlund could make his debut a lot faster. I had thought it would be against Arsenal because those are the reports again that had come in earlier, but they are saying that the lower back injury that he had is seeming to be healing faster than everyone expected. But also as the player, he is so eager and hungry rather to get started. He does want to get started with his goal scoring career at Manchester United. So that should be good news, isn't it? Now, what would Hojlund bring? Perhaps I don't need to go into that detail. I think the most big desperate club in terms of wanting goals in the Premier League now should be Manchester United. I don't know whether if he comes things will change, because trust you me, our biggest issues were are a lot more than just scoring goals. Even the chances that can yield the goals, I think we've shown that we can't create enough if the last two games are anything to go by. But Hojlund's debut will certainly try to reinstate some bit of hope into the whole Manchester United faithful. That's where we are. Hotspot, subscribe now. Moving on, Sofian Amrabat, we do know for a fact that this player has been patient. Give it to him. I think he has been patient with Manchester United. The club approached him as a player a long time ago, agreed personal terms with him, and assured him that he will be joining us. Now, I told you we are waiting for us to sell players, but the update we have is that before we go proceed and table a bid, the player is still hoping, and apparently he has requested the club to leave him out of that squad for Fiorentina against Rapid Vienna in the game that will be happening tonight, that is at 10 p.m. So according to Amrabat, he's still hoping that Manchester United will come for him. In fact, we are told that the club has given him an ultimatum to make up his mind whether he wants to stay. They have given him, I think, a few days for him to make this decision, but he's still hoping that Manchester United will come and table that official bid for him. United are still slow because we've got to first sell players to get the money, the funds to fund a move for Sofian Amrabat. But for the player, on his side, he's still believing that the conversation he had with Erik ten Hag was convincing enough for him to wait and have hope against hope that United will officially get the money and come and table a bid. I think if Amrabat joined Manchester United, I think we should give him a lot of flowers for his patience with the club, because trust you me, it is not so easy to be patient with Manchester United, more so seeing what is going on with the club. Everything seems to be falling out of place. So if you're a top player like Sofian Amrabat, and so many clubs would want to sign you, and time is moving fast in the window, I think it takes a lot of character for you to have faith and be patient and say, no, I don't want anyone to come for me. I'm waiting for Manchester United. That's how big it shows. We've got some bit of allure left in us for top players, and perhaps that's something we can smile about. But for how long, how much longer will he be able to wait if his club is already giving him ultimatums? In fact, they say they gave him up to tomorrow, that is Friday, end of this week, to make his decision on whether he's actually going to leave or he should be part of the plans for the club, because he's obviously one of the best and most important player for Fiorentina. So that's a bit of the situation. Now, there is also some little updates on Johnny Evans, it's possible that Johnny Evans might stay a little longer. Of course, Eric Ten Hag recently revealed the talks going on between Manchester United and Evans to see if they can keep him around for perhaps until January or until the end of the season for just a year. So, and he's trending online. He's trending on Twitter and all these social media platforms. And apparently, it seems the talks are going on. The talks seem to be going on and progressing quite well. And apparently, there is hope that he could hand Manchester United what they need to come in and try to boost that centre back department that is full of injury-prone players. That is in Rafael Varane and Lisandro Martinez. So apparently, Johnny Evans could be coming in there and signing. So the talks seem to be progressing well. Of course, we'll get good confirmation on that. But expect a press conference tomorrow, a pre-match press conference ahead of the Saturday game. And in that one, trust you me, Eric Ten Hag will drop some big major updates. But top of those should be an update on the injury status of Rasmus Hojlund. And we hope it is the good news that is seemingly being broken by Daily Mail. That is Daily Mail earlier on reporting that Rasmus Hojlund's debut is likely to come against Nottingham Forest. I do wonder how that is about to look. But guys, as we do count down and look ahead to the game against Nottingham Forest, to be honest, I think we look like one of the worst teams this season. I think I've watched all teams play, at least most. Is there a team I haven't watched? I think I've watched all of them play from the first two weekends. And you certainly, I think besides Sheffield, I think Sheffield and maybe Everton. I think, but even Everton, I think had moments that looked better than us. I think we are one of the poorest performing clubs in the Premier League so far after 2 weekends of football. So we certainly need a lot. I do wonder what work is going on behind at Carrington, but there should be a lot. Remember, we've got injuries as well. Mason Mount's injuries a bit serious. He will be out for some time. I'm not sure whether so many of you will feel like you're missing him because, quite frankly, all the games he has played and has started for United, he hasn't looked like he's doing anything. He runs a lot, covers a lot of yards, but he's never effective with the distances he covers. Eriksen perhaps gives us a few moments, and many will feel like it's good riddance for Manchester United to have Eriksen coming now and being able to start again, because obviously without Mason Mount, the obvious starter is going to be Christian Eriksen in that midfield. So again, exposing a lot of Casemiro in that middle of the park. Nottingham Forest are beatable. Obviously, they should be an opponent we should easily deal with. But in the Premier League, there are no easy opponents. No easy opponents in the Premier League. So I think it's going to be quite interesting. But looking at how Manchester United could line up without Mason Mount, obviously he's not our most important player, but you expect obviously Christian Eriksen to come in and play just alongside Bruno Fernandes with Casemiro seated at the base of the midfield. Again, will Nottingham Forest run us down? Not quite sure, but we certainly need balance in that team. There is no balance in that team, and the Premier League needs a lot of balance. That is why teams like Chelsea will sign Lavia and add on Moises Caicedo. We need balance in that holding midfield position. But here we go. So there is no Mason Mount. Eriksen coming in. We are back to where we are last season. How are we going to look against Nottingham Forest? If we do not dispose of Nottingham Forest easily, I think we've got then every reason to be worried about where we are headed as a club. No game has been convincing of the two we've played so far. If Nottingham Forest, because they don't come easier than this in terms of opponents. If this is another bad performance, trust you me, the stories, many of you were excited about United and saying this season we should be aiming. Some were saying actually for a treble and all, and I was saying, guys, be patient. It takes time for things to work. We should start slowly aiming for second position and maybe the FA Cup, an improvement of a trophy. But people are even thinking we should be competing for a treble this season because of the excitement of signing Onana and Rasmus Hojlund. But trust me, Nottingham Forest should be the proper ultimate test for us. I know we can grow into the season, but you see signs if a team is going to grow into the season. You see signs in terms of how they progress from game one to the next game and the other. obviously we did not see any of that from the first games we had from Wolves and the second game we played against Spurs. So we hope, for me watching this game on Saturday, I'm most importantly going to look at the patterns, the progress, the confidence of players, but also the balance in that squad. Without, in the event, and God forbid, but in the event that we fail to sign Sofian Amrabat, do we have solutions to find balance in that midfield so that we are not exposed like we were against Wolves and against Spurs with Casemiro alone? Trust me, that's, I think, a multi-million-dollar question that can only be answered after seeing. Only one way to find out, by watching that game. Hotspot, my name is Webb. The biggest story is, according to Daily Mail, Rasmus Hojlund could make his debut against Nottingham Forest on Saturday. We hope it happens. Hotspot, subscribe. I will be catching you later.